Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading. Sorry, I'm just throwing cards all over the place. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 26th. This week, we're just going to jump right in here, Gemini, and we're doing what I'm going to call a 3-3-3 reading. So we're going to pull 3 rows. I'm going to clarify it 2 times. I realize that's not a 3, but there's going to be 3 spreads on the table. So 3-3-3. We're also going to be pulling 3 yes or no question cards at the end. So that'll be that. And Gemini, let's see what is going on for you at this time. I'm going to be clarifying it. This is the Tarot of the Mystical Moments, and I'm going to clarify it with the Radiant Rider Waite, and then I'm going to clarify it with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. So in your first row here, you have this money path card. It says a path with money is waiting for you. There you go. And you have this finger card. It says warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. And you have the 5 of Cups and the Tower showing up here with the Lovers. I kind of feel this is saying that don't allow like a past love situation to distract you from money, basically, because you have the 6 of Cups here as well, and you have the King of Pentacles, and so, it's kind of like one of those things where I feel like this is a good reading, but I do feel it's talking about a distraction, and it could be a distraction in the form of love, but there could be major improvements in your finances. Again, you have the 5 of Cups, the Tower, and the Lovers here. And see, the interesting thing about having, like, the Lovers with the Empress and the 9 of Pentacles, my thing about the Empress is that sometimes with the 9 of Pentacles, it can be very independent energy. So I'm wondering if the Tower moment was the release of a relationship or the ending of some sort of relationship with the Tower, or it could be some other type of Tower moment. Personally, I like the Tower because the Tower needs to happen. Everybody's always worried about the Tower. And I'm always like, yeah, well, number 1, life is full of Tower moments. Number 2, it happens so that we can be grounded in reality. There's like a purpose to the Tower. It's not just to ruin your life. It's so that you can see reality for what it is, or you can see the reality of a situation. And you have the 5 of Cups here. There could be some regrets. I would let those regrets go. I kind of feel this is asking you to not beat yourself up over a situation with the 5 of Cups if there are regrets. But the part of the 5 of Cups is needing to be grateful for what you do have. The easiest solution to the 5 of Cups is to be grateful for what you do have. And then you have the Lovers. So I feel this could have been a love situation, like the ending of a love situation. For others, the Lovers can also just represent a new opportunity, like a new path. Traditionally, the Lovers was a card of the crossroads, or being at a crossroads and having a choice to make. So I kind of feel like this has already happened, but basically this is coming up in your past position as well. So you are at some sort of crossroads. Next, you have this Stork card. It says news of a birth or new business opportunity, money path, new business opportunity. You also have this Flute. It says disappointments in a friend or a lover. We already know about this. So there have already been some disappointments, I feel. For some of you, this could be involving pregnancy because you have the Empress, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, definitely pregnancy vibes, the Stork as well. I feel like there are some disappointments, but again, I feel these disappointments, 4 of Cups as well. I feel these disappointments are just going to hold you back from the success that is waiting for you because clearly there's like, with death, there is life, right? And that's kind of how I feel like what this reading is saying. It's saying there's a rebirth in the sense that maybe you're not going back to this person, but I feel there's a rebirth in the sense that maybe you're starting something new, or because there has been a loss, you're having a new beginning somewhere else. You have the 4 of Cups, the Empress, and the 6 of Cups. A lot of abundance here, though. The 4 of Cups, again, is a card of disappointment. It can be. It is a card of contemplation and apathy. Normally, the guy here, well, this is a lady, but normally on the traditional 4 of Cups, there's a guy sitting under a tree, and he's manifesting these cups in front of him, but he isn't accepting these cups. For some of you, I'm wondering if someone, either you or your person, take how it resonates, has learned to accept things into your life. That could be part of the problem. Maybe there was an ending because someone wasn't willing to accept love or money or something. And it's 12-12, by the way, Gemini, but it's like someone wasn't willing to accept something. And so maybe now somebody here, whether it's you or your person, is learning to receive. You have the Empress, which is the receiving energy. It can represent receiving abundance or just receiving anything and creating abundance as well. But I do get something here about receiving. I do feel there's a lot of abundance coming in for you. You have this card right after it in the same diagonal. You have the King of Pentacles going this direction. You have the King of Pentacles. So by turning around and seeing the 2 cups behind you, you're running into financial stability. You have the 6 of Cups here. 6 of Cups can just represent thinking about the past. It is a card of reminiscing. It is a card of innocence and nostalgia as well. So it can represent thinking about the past. That's really all I get. If I'm being honest with you here, Gemini, all I get is thinking about the past. I don't know where that's going, so we're going to have to wait till the clarification to see what's going on there. Next, you have this September card. Obviously, we're in September. And you have this Dark Man card. It says, dealings or relationships with a man with dark complexion or hair. So that could be true. But again, whenever I get these people cards and these general readings, I always say general reading. I'm reading for a lot of you. So it could just be a person. Doesn't even have to be a man. Could be any gender that you're dealing with here. And obviously, you're dealing with this in September because it is September. And you also have that September card. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the King of Pentacles here. If this was love, maybe you thought that this situation was going to last forever. I'm not even saying that it couldn't last forever, because the thing that's holding this relationship back, if it's a relationship, is that Two of Swords, indecision. Someone not willing to cross the gap. Someone not really willing to cross the water, whether it's you or them. And obviously, you can't control another person. So if it's them, I don't know what to say here. But what I would say is I think that somebody or both of you thought this would last forever. King of Pentacles is a card of, permanence, a card of convention as well. The only other problem I have with the King of Pentacles in relationships, if there are problems, is that it's a card of convention. It's the card of the way things have always been done. And it can basically say that, maybe someone in this situation felt like they were dealing with insanity, whether it's you or them. Maybe if this is an ending that we're seeing here, and not a rebirth, then I would say maybe this person felt like that things were just repeating over and over and over again. Could be you that felt this way, and that's why you had to walk away. I feel a lot of stuff here. I feel for a lot of you that this is clearly an increase in your finances. Nine of Pentacles as well, and the Empress. Really, really good for you. So I feel that there's more gratitude and luxuries coming in for you. Nine of Pentacles is the card of gratitude and luxuries. It literally says if you are grateful for the things you have, you will attract more good things. You will attract more luxuries into your life. I feel there is a big focus on that for you, Gemini, of having quality experiences. Again, I like to remind people this isn't about materialism. This is about having quality experiences in life. And I feel that's what you're attracting at this time is just more quality, which is really nice. When you attract more quality, you attract more quality. It's kind of like a positive snowball that you're creating with the Nine of Pentacles. So I really like that. Again, the one thing I would be careful of that I'm getting here is indecision. Two of Swords. Two of Swords sometimes is, I would say in this situation is about needing to recognize when you see something of quality, right? A quality experience. How do you do this? Well, experience. So some of you maybe need to gain some experience or maybe need to learn what a quality experience is. This could be in love. This could be in business. I feel like it's everything for you. Maybe you again, not a criticism, right? I feel like maybe sometimes we just don't know how to recognize quality. And I feel like this is saying, learn how to do it so that when you recognize it, you can have it. I also do feel if there are relationship issues, it's due to indecision. And again, I feel when we go through this clarification, we'll get some more details as to what's going on here. So let's go. We're going to clarify with the Radiant Rider-Waite first. And let's see. With that Five of Cups, Four of Cups, again, it's almost as if this was an ending of a relationship, that something didn't go off the ground. It's like something never materialized in the real world. And so I feel like that could be why something happened. Four of Cups is like needing to mix things together, It could also be thinking the grass was greener on the other side, and it wasn't. So someone in this situation could be feeling that if it's love. With the Tower, you have the Ace of Cups. Your emotions overflowing, a lot of happiness. Again, I do feel that Tower moments usually end up leading to happiness. In the Major Arcana, we go from the Tower to the Star. Literally, that's the whole point, is that you go from a Tower moment to a healing, hope, faith, and renewal, feeling like you can be reborn again. So I definitely feel a lot of happiness coming in for you. I also feel if you've experienced any Tower moments at all, that it's maybe taught you to look for true fulfillment, like figure out what fulfills you and move towards it. With the Lovers, you have the Three Cups. I kind of had a feeling that this could be kind of a reunion type situation. Again, take it how it resonates. Mercury retrograde. I'm not a big fan of going back to exes, of course, during period, but definitely not during retrograde. So, take it how it resonates. I also feel that this could be talking about your own happiness. Sometimes I feel that the Three of Cups really has more to do with inspiration. I look at it as a card of the muse. Having a muse is having something that inspires you to action, having something that inspires you to create something great in the world. And so outside of love, I feel like some of you could be having something in your life that is inspiring you to go on this money path, right? Maybe you're having a child. Obviously, that would be very motivating, or it can be. That could be something that is motivating you to be successful. For others, I feel like you could just be seeing that something is possible here with the Empress. Like, sometimes I think we see maybe someone who we're like, how is that person successful? And then we start to think like, if they can do it, I can do it. So I kind of get this more inspiration thing going on here. Very interesting. With the Four of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles, accepting a big opportunity in your life. So I feel, again, there's something here about recognizing like quality, or recognizing what's good and what isn't good. Maybe you've struggled with that in life. And again, not a criticism. I think we all have to learn like what's a good relationship, what's a good business, what's a good thing to work on for my health, right? We have to learn these things in life. That's the whole point of life. And maybe you've gotten to a point where you've learned what quality is or what good things are. And because of that, you're getting big opportunities here. I like this. I like where this is going. With the Empress, you have the Page of Wands. There's a lot about moving or adventure. I think that between now and 2025-ish, somewhere around there, pretty much every single sign is going to get a lot about moving or adventure. We have Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus really wants us to experience true freedom. The thing is, that means something different for everybody. It's like what's freedom for you might be prison for another person, right? Or vice versa. So, it's different for all of us. But one thing that I think is going to be like very similar between the collective is that if we are in a situation, if we're like living somewhere where we can't get a job, for example, then that's not freedom. We're going to be feeling restricted, so we're going to probably move, right? If we are living somewhere like where we can't find love, for example, then we're probably going to move, right? And, that's just like what I feel here. Like if you're living in North Pole, Alaska, for example, you're probably going to move. I know the two most attractive people personally that are from North Pole, Alaska, and they both moved. So they're there isn't much there, right? Basically, nobody lives there anymore because they moved. So, obviously, if you live in the middle of nowhere, maybe you're going to want to move or find something better, or find a better place. And again, this boils down to Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus is also about quality. Uranus and Taurus is kind of materialism in a good way. Again, recognizing quality experiences. With the Six of Cups, you have the Hangman here. Seeing things from a new perspective. I do get like a major reminiscing energy here. The Hangman could say that you're looking at past situations from a different perspective. He's hanging upside down, and because he's hanging upside down, his head is glowing. He has gained an enlightenment. I kind of feel like this is you in your reading. It's almost like you're seeing situations from the past from a different perspective, and because of that, it's leading to future changes, which is exactly what we should be doing during Mercury retrograde. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing. But, as I always say, believe it or not, Seven of Swords is meant to be a good card. It is a golden card. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. He is stealing these swords from an army that is back here. So he's going to war without going to war. He's basically stealing those swords so they can't be used against him in battle. I feel like if you're trying to create anything, being resourceful, looking for other ways of doing things is going to lead to the most success with the Seven of Swords. I also feel like you need more fun in your life. Again, you're the second sign that has had polka dots in that same exact position. So someone else had the Three of Pentacles there, but he has polka dots on his cloak. Polka dots represent needing to have more fun. I literally said this, Two of Swords. You have the Knight of Pentacles, indecision, right? I feel like your worst enemy right now is going to be indecision. And I don't want to scare you because, again, you're watching this reading so you can avoid it, right? So I would get moving on any ideas you have. He has oak leaves on his helmet and oak leaves right here on the horse. Oak leaves in the tarot represent knowledge and wisdom. The whole point of the Knight of Pentacles is he's not making a move to plant seeds in that field behind him. But he's got the seed right here. right here in your reading, you have a gigantic ass seed in your life. And I feel like you need to start planting seeds towards the things you want. Indecision, maybe you're just learning that indecision has held you back for a very long time, right? And so I feel like you need to start planting these seeds. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is like knowing that you know that you can be successful. The Seven of Wands is my card of conviction. Again, it basically says the deeper you believe something, inside of yourself, the more likely it is that you will be successful. So I feel like if you really believe that you're going to be successful at starting something or doing something here, then you will be successful. We're going to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun now, and we're going to clarify through again to make this a 333 reading. Sometimes I think I'm so creative, right, Gemini, when I'm not. But let's see. let's see if we can get more detail on this situation. With the Five of Cups and the Four of Cups, you have the drama card. I'm pretty sure like the third sign that has had this in exactly the same position, which is pretty crazy. So, this card could represent you leaving a situation because of drama. And, that's really all I feel here is that maybe you want more peace in your life, or you've been trying to create more peace in your life in general. With the Tower and the Ace of Cups, you have this egotism card. So this could be why there was a Tower moment. Someone had too big of an ego here. You could have been dealing with a Leo, by the way. You have two Leo cards here, or it could be a fire sign in general that had too big of an ego. And that could be what caused a Tower moment in this situation. But again, take it how it resonates. With the Lovers and the Three of Cups, you have this revenge card. It's kind of interesting because someone else had this card as well. I can't remember who it was, but I feel that there could be a person from the past who wants revenge. I would definitely, I would just be careful of people from the past in general. But you see how this person has like their head in their hand here? I feel like this is saying you could get revenge, but it's like, do you need to? Is the question. There's like a saying, it's better to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in the war. And that's kind of popping into my head here. And I'm not saying there's a war or anything like that coming, but what I am saying is it's like sometimes it's like maybe you could verbally destroy a person. Maybe you could rip their head off with your words. But sometimes it's better to know that you can and not do it than it is to do it, right? So I kind of feel this is saying like, don't rip someone's head off. I just think that there could be, it's like you are right in this situation is what I feel, but it's like, is it necessary? Or is it going to create more good energy for you? I would say probably not. With the Four of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, you have this companionship card. There's like a new offer of love coming in for you if you want love. If you don't want love, it's funny because I'm still getting the word companionship. There could be something very fulfilling with that Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is meant to be a big opportunity coming your way. You have to accept it into your life. But it could be something that's like a companion to you. It could be a business, and what I mean by it being a companion is maybe it's something you work on for a very long period of time. Again, that you have that stork card which says new birth or a new business. So it could be a new business. With the Empress and the Page of Wands, you have this defense card. Again, with that Two of Swords, I feel like if you're overthinking, or if you were dealing with a person who was overthinking, I feel like they were trying to defend themselves or protect themselves, maybe from something that doesn't exist, is what I would say here. I would definitely like take care of yourself at this time, but again, if you're overthinking like starting something new, I would not. I would get started because that Two of Swords and Knight of Pentacles, I feel is like really saying you got to get moving towards whatever this new thing is. With the Six of Cups and the Hangman, you have this seduction card. So I do feel like there could be love coming in for you, obviously, in this reading. All the readings have been like love readings. But again, it's funny because in the 2022 yearly readings, I was saying how, that basically I felt like at the end of the year, there would be a lot of love coming in. And that's definitely been true. Could be a Pisces. You have the Hangman here. And this is also Jupiter in Pisces. Also, guess what? Jupiter is about to retrograde back into Pisces. So there you go. I also feel this could just be saying that once Jupiter does retrograde back into Pisces, I think we're at like 3 degrees today. I'm shooting this on the 21st. So Jupiter's at like 3 degrees of Aries and it's retrograding back into Pisces. So again, I don't know. It's going to be like, it might be like 4 point something or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I haven't looked at it, but it's like somewhere around 3 or 4 degrees. And so it's about to hit back into Pisces. When it does, I feel like that could be, I'm not saying it's like a second chance, but I feel like you could be revisiting something that you were working on or have been thinking about working on in work or business specifically. And I feel like it could be very abundant for you, especially at the end of the year. Then what's going to happen is Jupiter is going to move forward into Aries. And for whatever reason, intuitively, I feel like this could be extremely good for you in your work or in your career here, Gemini. I feel like it could lead to a lot of abundance and success for you. And so this could just be this could be kind of like the catalyst, Jupiter moving back into Pisces and then moving forward again into Aries. It's kind of like a catalyst. I don't know. That's the best thing I could come up with. With the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, you have this protection card. I feel like you are protected from risk. I also feel like you are kind of protected from any sneaky behavior. So don't be afraid to take a risk is what this is saying. Aries, by the way, exactly what I was just saying. So, I feel like you're protected from sneaky behavior. I also feel like something is like divinely guided in your life. With the Two of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, you have this submission card. This card reminds me of the Eight of Swords because there's this bird that's like in this cage, but the door is open. It's almost as if you could easily escape a situation that you want to escape, but you just have to stop overthinking, right? What did I say? Indecision, overthinking, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Swords. That bird, the door is wide open. It's overthinking. The bird is facing this over here. It just needs to turn around and see that it's free. I literally feel that's what this is saying. Is like you're much more free in a situation than you realize here, Gemini, but you have to see it. You have to realize it, right? So I feel like like if you're overthinking things, I'm a Gemini moon, right? I totally get it. I overthink like things to death, right? And I'm a Pisces. It's like a double whammy, right? Of the double signs. And so, I totally get it. I overthink things to death. But I feel like this is saying, like, if you're overthinking something, it's like, why not just go through the experience? I used to get questions all the time when I would answer questions when I would go live. And, people would be like, should I do X, Y, and Z? I'm like, well, why not just do it and find out? It's like, that's like one of my big problems with tarot. I love tarot, but I have a lot of problems with tarot, believe it or not, right? And like one of them is overthinking. It's like sometimes I think people look for too many answers when it would just be better to have the experience. It's like life is about experiences. It's not about like watching tarot and living the experience through tarot, right? I think it's much better to not watch tarot and to go have experiences and make mistakes. As long as a mistake isn't going to kill you, then it's probably a good mistake to make. And I kind of feel that here where it's like you could be overthinking a business or you could be overthinking love here as well, but I almost get this feeling of never experiencing it is the best way to say it. So if you have like a person in your life where it just hasn't gotten off the ground, I think, could it be a mistake? Yes, but everything could be a mistake in life. And I feel like this is saying, go experience it, protect yourself. But I feel like you are protected. You have the defense card and this protection card. So I feel like you're perfectly fine. With the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands, you have this Harmony card. You're like the second sign this week that has had this card. I love this card. I kind of feel like this is something you want, is like peace and harmony. That Seven of Wands could say that maybe you're overthinking things because you have a certain level of peace and harmony, even if there isn't a lot of peace and harmony. Sometimes I think we get to a certain place in life where we're like, okay, this is good enough. I need to protect this state that I'm in so that it doesn't get any worse or any better. And you might be thinking, well, I want things to get better. But it's like sometimes for things to get better, things have to get worse in the first place, or we have to overcome some sort of obstacle. And I definitely feel that here. I don't really have any good examples for you, but it's like divorce, for example, right? It's like sometimes you have to go through a divorce, but it's going to suck, right? But you have to go through it so that things can get better in the first place. Sometimes we have to leave a job that sucks and we might have to go start over somewhere else because we know that the job we have sucks. But sometimes we stay stuck, right? I can't even speak today. So it's like sometimes I think we kind of try to protect something that we think is harmony, but it actually isn't. There's actually something much better for us. And I definitely get that feeling for you here, Gemini. I hope that makes sense. But that's what I get from this reading. So we're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards now, Gemini. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3 right here. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions. 1, 2, 3. For question number 1, you have the World. I would say yes. Didn't you have the World? For some reason, no, I guess not. For some reason, I thought you had the World twice. I could be losing my mind here, but I would say yes, regardless. For question number 2, yes. I feel like you need to move towards the World. You need to, like, he is where he has always been. I mean, this is, if this reading could be one card, it would be the Two of Wands, basically. Needing to leave a comfort zone, this village right here, and he needs to step out into the world. He thinks he knows how everything, the whole story of the Two of Wands is what is this reading. He thinks he has experienced everything there is to experience, but he has a whole world in his hands. He doesn't realize there's so many more experiences that he could have. It's not the end, is what the Two of Wands basically says. So there you go. For question number 3, I would say trust your intuition. I feel yes, no, maybe on this card. I feel like you know the answer, so trust your intuition there. But pretty interesting reading. Thank you for being here, Gemini. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.